Welcome to the Motormouth YouTube channel. I'm Zach.
I'm Andrea.
And we're going to give you our top 5 compact SUVs non-luxury for 2025. Instead of going 5 to number 1, we do it a little differently.
Well, we actually put it in alphabetical order because every family, every individual has different needs and wants, different lifestyles, and we take you through that top 5 list and then you choose what's right for you. In alphabetical order, we start with the Ford Escape. The Escape has 4 powertrain options, giving consumers plenty of choices. The base engine for the gas model is a 1.5-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder with an 8-speed automatic transmission, 180 horsepower and 199 pound-feet of torque. There is a more powerful option, a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque.
Then you get electrified options like a hybrid with a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder and an eCVT. It has 192 horsepower. There's also a plug-in hybrid with a 14.4 kilowatt-hour battery. You get up to 60 kilometers or 37 miles of pure EV range and a combined 210 horsepower. The gas and hybrid models are available with front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. This plug-in, however, is only available as front-wheel drive.
Now, what makes the Escape quite unique is that gas model with 2 powertrain options. The 2-liter EcoBoost really is terrific, offering a lot of power, which the other ones, as we go through our top 5 list, you will see they're more equivalent to the 1.5-liter turbo 3-cylinder.
I don't think they sell a lot of those. It's nice to have the option if you're doing a lot of highway passing trucks and stuff. That might be the one you want. I think a lot of people are going to really want the hybrid because it has incredible fuel economy. However, Andrea, there's one negative. When they redid the styling of this a couple of years ago, I think they made it look better. But the thing is, they made the hybrid an ST, making it more of a sporty vehicle. And the suspension is, we found, a little bit crashy over bumpy roads. So if you live somewhere with a lot of potholes, that might not be for you. They do have one hybrid, however, that is the Platinum, that has the regular softer suspension. We just wish that was available through the entire line.
Now, the Ford Escape is comfortable, it's spacious, it offers good visibility. We think that Ford has some of the best seats in the market for comfort level and support. And even second row legroom is great. It has an adjustable second row seat. So I think it works really well for families. Some cons, as Zach mentioned, about the hybrid model and the firmer suspension, but also Ford has add-ons on their top trims, things like a panoramic sunroof, the B&O sound system, and a head-up display, whereas other competitors have a contained top trim, and I'd like to see Ford move to that. In some cases, some people may not want the panoramic sunroof, so they may feel that that as an a la carte item is a bonus.
Yeah, if you live in Florida, you might not want a panoramic sunroof. All right, there it is. Let's get into the stats.
Reliability has improved a lot with the Escape. J.D. Power and Consumer Reports giving the Escape much better overall scores. J.D. Power is at 80 out of 100, and Consumer Reports gives the Escape Hybrid and PHEV a better score than the gas model at 70 out of 100 for the hybrid, and the PHEV 74 out of 100.
Here's the pricing in Canada. Includes freight, PDI, and fees. The base gas model starts at $34,000, and the most expensive plug-in hybrid model is $46,000. In the United States, the base gas model is just under $28,000, and the most expensive PHEV is just $38,500. It's impressive that Ford has 4 different powertrain options, and the fuel economy for each is on the screen, so have a look at all the fuel economy numbers.
Up next is the Honda CR-V. There are 2 powertrain options. The gas model has a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder matched to a CVT, 190 horsepower and 179 pound-feet of torque. Front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options are available.
Now, the CR-V that's flying off the lot is the hybrid model with a 2-liter 4-cylinder and Honda's 4th generation hybrid system. It's matched to an eCVT and has a combined 204 horsepower, 247 pound-feet of torque, standard all-wheel drive in Canada. However, in the US, you can get either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive.
Now, the CR-V is one of the biggest in this class, so it offers some great space, comfort level, and visibility. You'll find that the gas model on the highway, passing power is just okay. You're not going to win any races, but it's the same for all of these in this category, except
for the Ford with the EcoBoost.
That's right.
All right, the other thing is I kind of call this the Swiss Army knife of SUVs. It kind of does everything well. Does it excel at really anything? Not really, but it's really comfortable. It's spacious, as Andrea mentioned. The hybrid has only been introduced for the last little while in the Canadian market, longer in the US, and in the last year, it's really taken off in sales. It's smooth and quiet. It's actually, we think, quieter than the RAV4 hybrid.
Oh, yes, for sure. Now, cons, well, Honda has left out a lot of features that other competitors have. 360 camera, ventilated front seats, a panoramic sunroof, and that is not available even on the top trim. Considering this is a newish vehicle, it should really have all of these features to be competitive. Hondas are expensive as well.
I'm going to add one more in there, Andrea. On the base gas model, we're in an era of big screens. Not a big screen. It's only 7 inches for 2025. That really is behind the times.
And all of the competitors on our top 5 list have standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The CR-V wired, available wireless. J.D. Power gives the CR-V an excellent overall score of 83 out of 100. Consumer Reports gives the gas model an 85 out of 100 and the hybrid 84 out of 100.
Here's the pricing for Canada, which includes freight, PDI, and fees. We'll leave it on the screen for you to have a look. The gas model starts at just under $38,000, and the most expensive hybrid is a whopping $52,000 Canadian. In the United States, the CR-V gas model starts at just $30,000 and goes up to $41,000 for the hybrid. There's just 2 powertrains. We've got all the numbers on the screen for fuel economy. You can see the hybrid gets good fuel economy, not as good as the Ford Escape, and certainly behind the RAV4.
Up next is the Hyundai Tucson. It gets an update for 2025. There are 3 powertrain options. The gas model has a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder with an 8-speed automatic transmission, 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque.
And there's a hybrid which gets a small power boost for 2025, 5 extra horsepower. It has a 1.6-liter turbo and is paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission with a combined 231 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque.
The plug-in hybrid also gets a power boost, an extra 7 horsepower. It has a 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a combined 268 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It gets 51 kilometers, 32 miles of range. Both the hybrid and PHEV are standard all-wheel drive.
So Tucson got a mild refresh for 2025, slightly different on the outside. The biggest changes were kept for the inside. They redid part of the instrument panel. And on the electrified versions, you get a different console, more like their pure EV cars.
Different shifter as well. I have to say, Hyundai really listened to their buyers, consumers, that they didn't like all of the shiny hard plastic in the Tucson, and they've changed that for 2025. They've updated the technology. It comes standard with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There are available larger screens, and I think that that is a big difference for the Tucson. I do like the comfort level of the interior, and the seats offer plenty of support.
All right, then we turn our attention to the powertrains, and I would say that the Hyundai Group, which also has Kia, does an excellent job with their hybrid powertrains. They're very quiet and they have good power because they have that turbocharged 4-cylinder. So it's either the electric motor or the turbocharged is giving you that satisfying torque and acceleration when you need it. I think that is a win for this Tucson.
Incredibly quiet. I would say that the Kia Sportage and the Tucson, best in class for quietness of the cabin. Some who aren't interested in an eCVT will be happy that the hybrid in the PHEV has a 6-speed automatic transmission. That does reflect the fuel economy numbers. They're just not as good as the RAV4 offers. And also I find with the plug-in hybrid, the gas engine does come on more often than something like the RAV4 plug-in hybrid. J.D. Power gives the Tucson an overall score of 81 out of 100, and Consumer Reports 82 to 85 out of 100, with the hybrid getting the best score.
Here's the pricing for the Tucson in Canada. It includes freight, PDI, and fees. The base gas model starts at $37,000 and the PHEV all the way up to almost $55,500. In the United States, the gas model starts at $28,500 and the plug-in hybrid all the way up to $47,000. The Tucson has 3 powertrain options and the fuel economy for each is on the screen. One thing to note, as Andrea mentioned, the hybrid has a 6-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy not as strong as Escape or RAV4.
Up next is a Kia Sportage. There are 3 powertrain options. The gas model has a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with an 8-speed automatic transmission, 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque.
The hybrid has a 1.6-liter turbo 4-cylinder and a 6-speed automatic transmission, 227 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque.
The plug-in hybrid, a 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder and a 6-speed automatic transmission, a combined 261 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It gets 55 kilometers, 34 miles of range. Front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options are available for the gas model, standard all-wheel drive for the hybrid and plug-in hybrid.
Well, at the time of recording this, Kia has not updated the Sportage, as it's called in Canada, Sportage in the United States, where over at Hyundai they have done the Tucson. We suspect it's coming, but at the time of recording this, it too might also get a mild facelift.
So one of the benefits, I would say, of the Kia is that it is the value leader in our top 5. The pricing is very good. It has so many features available, but also standard features are very good. It is one of the biggest in this class along with the CR-V and Tucson, so it really works well for families when it comes to space.
I prefer the interior design of Kia products. They have, in my opinion, a nicer looking interior than they have over at Hyundai. I even like the outside of Kia products more than Hyundai. That's a personal taste issue. That's why we don't have a 5 to number 1. You have to decide whether you agree with me or you like the Tucson better.
And as we mentioned with the Tucson, the Sportage is very similar when it comes to drivability, handling, that smoothness that it offers on the hybrid and the plug-in hybrid models. We suggest if you're looking for a quieter cabin, go for the hybrid or the plug-in hybrid. The gas model does get a little bit louder on the highway when under heavy acceleration. Some cons, the exterior design isn't for everyone. And one complaint is the HVAC system, entertainment. There's a panel that you toggle back and forth between the two. And some people find that it's a little bit confusing. You can set it the way that you want it and your most popular choice. J.D. Power gives the Sportage an impressive score, 83 out of 100, as does Consumer Reports, a rating of 74 to 87 out of 100, depending on the model, with the PHEV getting the best score.
Here's the pricing. Canada includes freight, PDI, and fees. The base model starts at $33,000, and the most expensive plug-in hybrid, almost $53,000. In the United States, the gas model is $27,000 and the most expensive plug-in is just over $44,000. And just like Hyundai, they have 3 powertrains. The fuel economy for each is on the screen.
And last but not least, the Toyota RAV4. It has 3 powertrain options. The gas model, a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. In Canada, standard all-wheel drive. In the U.S., front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options are available.
The hybrid is a monster in terms of sales. It has a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder and an eCVT with Toyota's hybrid Synergy drive. It produces 219 horsepower.
The plug-in hybrid has a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder matched to an eCVT, a combined 302 horsepower, and 68 kilometers, 42 miles of range. Standard all-wheel drive for both the hybrid and plug-in hybrid.
So coming up after, this is, by the way, the 5th vehicle in our top 5. We do have some honorable mentions. Just didn't make the list, so stick around for that. Andrea, this is absolutely a monster in terms of sales. The RAV4 is the best-selling passenger vehicle in the United States, best-selling passenger vehicle in Canada. It came to market with a hybrid several years ago, and it absolutely crushes.
And a fantastic hybrid system at that, with excellent fuel economy, and it is a comfortable interior. I think that you will really enjoy driving the RAV4. You start saving at the pumps right away because there are so many different trims for different budgets, especially on that hybrid model. So if you don't have a lot to spend, you can still get a hybrid.
And it's proven to be incredibly reliable. Okay, so it's got the big Toyota badge on the steering wheel, which helps sell a lot of vehicles. But on the downside, it isn't actually the best when it comes to quietness. All of the other hybrids, for example, on this list are quieter than the RAV4. The gas model, all of the others have quieter gasoline engines than the Toyota RAV4. Where the RAV4 wins is the plug-in hybrid has the best range overall, because I think it's just a vehicle that does a lot of things well, and the name really carries a lot of weight.
Well, dependability on this model, it's been around for a long time. And for those of you who own a RAV4, the resale value on it is terrific. Now, the cons, the interior is outdated. It desperately needs a redesign. Toyota has tweaked it along the way, offering a larger screen and standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is great. But when you look at the other models on our list, they're just more modern and sleek looking.
Yeah, we like to call the interior kind of industrial. It's good, it does its job, but there's really nothing posh or nice about it. It's just functional. It's got the U in SUV nailed. It's utility. They could add a little more fanciness, I think, and they are going to refresh this model probably in about a year. So the bestseller is the bestseller. I think a big part of it is that hybrid system, and the Toyota badge carries a lot of weight with consumers.
Expectations are very high from consumers. They're looking forward to seeing what this redesign is going to be all about, and they're hoping for a more upscale interior. J.D. Power gives the RAV4 an overall score of 80 out of 100. Consumer Reports gives it an overall score of 75 to 89 out of 100. Depending on the powertrain that you choose, the PHEV gets the best score. 89 out of 100 from Consumer Reports is terrific.
Here's the pricing for the RAV4 in Canada. It includes freight, PDI, and fees. It starts at $36,000 for the gas model, and the most expensive plug-in hybrid is $64,500. In the United States, the RAV4 starts at just under $29,000, and the most expensive plug-in is $52,000. Here's the fuel economy for the RAV4. It gets best-in-class gasoline performance. It's equal to the Ford Escape for hybrid economy, and the plug-in hybrid has the most EV range. So if you drive mostly an EV, you'll get the best mileage.
So there's our top 5. Tell us which one you would put number 1. Which one would you buy? Type below.
You can see also a thread actually, Andrea. Our top 5 vehicles have multiple powertrain options, including very popular hybrids and plug-in hybrids. That's the future. That's what people want. They want choice, and these vehicles all supply that.
So of course, not every model can make the list, but here are our honorable mentions. First up is the CX-50 and CX-5 with a turbo and non-turbo gas model, plus a new hybrid option for the CX-50 is coming. Mazdas offer plenty of power with a fun and engaging ride. They didn't quite make our top 5 list because they lack the space of other competitors. The steering is heavy and the suspension is quite firm. These traits may not appeal to everyone.
Next is the Nissan Rogue. It got some tweaks for 2024 to the exterior and interior, plus updated technology. Not much changes for 2025 except for the addition of the new Rock Creek trim. The Rogue has a 1.5-liter turbo 3-cylinder with 201 horsepower. It handles well, has a smooth ride. We like the whole Rogue package, but there are still consumer complaints about reliability, and it doesn't score as well as other vehicles on our list. Also, there is no electrified option for hybrid or plug-in hybrid for the Rogue.
And finally, the Subaru Forester, which got a redesign for 2025. It has updated technology, improved performance and handling, offering a comfortable ride. It's spacious, great visibility with an excellent all-wheel drive system that's been updated with a faster response time and better control on and off the road. The Forester didn't make our top 5 because there is no electrified option. It's a great gas model and we gave it an excellent review, but the lack of a hybrid in a very competitive segment keeps it off the top 5. Now, there is a hybrid coming and we look forward to driving it. We'll revisit it for our list next year.
Well, there it is, our top 5 and a few extras. Which one would you pick? Do you like our list? If you don't need to write a comment. Just write the nice things.
Thanks for watching. And if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.